Okay, let's start with a scene that feels almost cinematic. Picture the sprawling campuses of Ivy League universities with their ancient halls where the world's brightest minds gather to learn. Impressive, right? But do you ever wonder how America managed to become this global magnet? America, the land of opportunity, desires, above all else, the greatest thinkers on its soil. But isn't that a bit suspicious? How do they pull it off, you ask? By offering irresistible opportunities, by wielding financial power and leveraging soft power, America has orchestrated what can only be described as an intellectual heist. Think about it. From Silicon Valley tech whizzes to Nobel Prize-winning scientists, they've all been lured in by the American allure. So, is it really just about those dollars? Or is there something more profound? I mean, isn't it funny how other countries spend years grooming talents only for America to snatch them up? Take Ravi, for example, a young Indian engineer. He was wooed by a top tech firm, promised the moon, and he couldn't resist. America becomes a brain-drain vacuum, leaving other nations puzzled. A bit too convenient, don't you think? Look beyond the shiny facade, and you'll find brilliance, cunning strategies, and a hint of irony. America didn't just luck out. It planned this grand heist. When we talk about the allure of the American dream, we think of success, freedom, and opportunity. But is that all there is to it? Sure, America has achieved so much. It's the land of innovation and technological advancements. But did all of this come from within? Or was it cleverly stolen from elsewhere? You see, under the glitter of success, there's the reality of brain drain. Yes, brain drain is real, and it's happening worldwide. The US is a magnet for talent. Experts, researchers, and innovators from around the globe flock here every year. But do they come because they truly desire the American way? Or is their own system failing them? Imagine a young researcher named Maria from Argentina. Her local research funds dried up, so she moves to Silicon Valley. Her ideas become patented here, adding value to American companies, yet her homeland loses its brilliance. The numbers are staggering. Around the globe, home countries lose their best minds. So why is this happening? It's a well-orchestrated game. America offers luscious grants, resourceful mentors, and advanced infrastructure. Meanwhile, many governments struggle with corruption, red tape, and a lack of vision. We find ourselves asking, is it an ethical swap? There's no easy answer. It's the age-old debate of opportunity versus desertion. These brilliant minds fuel America's growth, but who fills the void back home? The cycle continues as we ponder our role in this global scheme. All right, buckle up! Because today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most controversial aspects of modern times. America's brain drain, or should we say, brain gain. Hold up, because there's more to this story than just business suits in big cities. Let's ask this. Why are so many of the world's brightest, most talented minds flocking to America? Let's look beyond just job opportunities. It's about more than just the paychecks. It's lifestyle, freedom, and yes, prestige. I mean, who wouldn't want an Ivy League degree? But here's the twist. Some would argue, hang on, isn't this actually bad for other countries? Those places where talent is being sucked away like water down a drain. Consider Dr. Sanjay, who once thrived in a small Indian town, but now works in Silicon Valley. So, we're looking at two sides of a very hard coin. The flip side shows a talent vacuum. Could it be that this heist isn't just economically savvy, but a global imbalance? Stay with me, because it gets deeper. All right, let's cut straight to the chase here. America's heist, stealing the world's best minds, isn't just a tale of smart policy. It's about deep motives and strategies that intertwine like a well-crafted novel. Think about it. Why would bright minds from across the globe flock to the US? Is it sheer luck, or is there something more cunning at play? Well, for starters, there's the educational haven. America boasts some of the top universities, where innovation isn't just encouraged, it's practically a way of life. But that's not all. Enter the green card. The US has lured smart folks with promises of residency, giving them the chance to live the American dream. Now, don't you think there's more? Take Maria, a brilliant scientist from Germany who moved to Silicon Valley, giving up government funding in Europe. Why? Well, it's not just the money, folks. It's the environment, collaboration, and the ability to dream big. So is it really a heist or more of a skillful attraction? So let's get into why America attracts the world's most brilliant minds. Is it really just serendipity? Or is there more to it? Well, when we break it down, the opportunities in the United States seem to be endless, don't they? And yet, you have to wonder, is this a deliberate strategy or just plain fortune? American institutions like Harvard and MIT are magnets for intellectuals. But think about why. They promise a melting pot of innovation and collaboration. Yet, paradoxically, this brain drain, as some call it, plays a double-edged role globally. A young researcher, let's call her Mia, leaves her home in India, drawn by dreams of breakthrough research in Silicon Valley. But who benefits? America, yes, but also her home country, as her success feeds back through remittances and knowledge exchange. It's complex, isn't it? Essentially, the U.S. has become a breeding ground for futures not just American, but universally shared. All right, we've talked about the sheer extent of America's brain drain operation, but now it's time to dig deeper into the nuts and bolts of this grand strategy. Just think about it. How is it that the United States has become the global vacuum cleaner of intellectual talent? Start with universities, those iconic symbols of higher learning we all associate with excellence. But wait, peel back the layers and you see a different picture. You know, Harvard, MIT, Stanford, they aren't just schools. They're sophisticated magnets for the brightest worldwide. Now, take Dr. Liu, a top oncologist originally from Beijing, who was lured to Boston, not just for research funding, but also for the promise of unparalleled freedom and innovation. You can't help but ask, at what expense does this come? Meanwhile, we've got visa policies that have become nearly like open invitations for highly skilled individuals. These specialized visas that America rolls out like some sort of exclusive access pass, a golden ticket that dangles just out of reach, except for those that truly shine. It's competitive, sure, but highly selective to ensure the creme de la creme are the ones who eventually step onto American soil. And then, there are these enormous corporations like Google and Microsoft that scout globally. Because talent is the ultimate resource, isn't it? These companies have turned into the new age conquistadors, conquering not territories, but minds, and in doing so, they fuel an endless innovation cycle. So, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered how America continues to sustain its innovation powerhouse? Well, it's not just sheer luck or coincidence. There's a method, a calculated strategy, that involves a sort of intellectual heist, but with less Ocean's 11 glamour and more of a global brain drain, pilfering the best minds from around the world. And it's genius, really. I mean, why not? If you can attract the brightest individuals to bring their talents over, why wouldn't you? But hold on a second. There's complexity lying beneath, layer upon layer of strategy and influence that's been cultivated over decades. You see, America has this perfect blend of opportunity and promise that acts like a magnet. Consider an example like Annika from Bangalore, an engineering prodigy with dreams bigger than skyscrapers, who gets an offer from MIT. Now, she's here, contributing her brilliance to innovations that shake industries. But we must ask ourselves, is this fair to other countries whose educational systems nurtured her? There's a moral quandary here. Let's be honest, America's played its cards right, offering better lives and more resources. And yet, does this leave the source countries lagging? Is it a win-win or a zero-sum game? Stick around because there's more to uncover. Let's dive deep into this massive phenomenon that seems strangely invisible to many of us. America has been the world's magnet for the brightest minds. But really, how did they pull this off? You'd think it would just be a simple matter of opportunity, but the story is richer and much more complex. The U.S. has strategically created an environment where innovation thrives, drawing talent like a moth to a flame. But wait, is it merely opportunity or something more? Consider this. Many countries have brilliant education systems, but lose talent instantly after graduation. So why? Because American firms know how to offer not just jobs, but a narrative, a promise of being part of something bigger. It's fascinating. Consider John, a graduate from India, lured to Silicon Valley, not just by salary, but by cultural appeal. He finds a sense of belonging in a land of innovation. The trick lies not just in what America offers, but how it offers it. It's the idea, the branding, the lifestyle. And there you have it, America's great heist. America has long prided itself on being the land of opportunity, the place where dreams come true. But there's a little-known secret that's hiding behind this gleaming facade. It's a heist, but not of gold or money, rather something far more valuable, the world's brightest minds. Think about it, all those innovative discoveries and breakthroughs, many of them didn't originate stateside. They came from all corners of the globe. But why? The strategy here is twofold. On one hand, America offers unmatched resources and funding, drawing talented individuals in. But on the other, consider the systemic issues elsewhere. If you were a brilliant scientist in an underfunded country with dwindling opportunities, wouldn't a chance in the U.S. seem tempting? Take Dr. Inez, for example. She moved from Brazil to study, taking her groundbreaking research with her. But what's left back home? Local innovation potential is often drained, leaving countries at a loss. This brain drain forms a cycle. Countries try to invest but find themselves outcompeted because talent continuously flows stateside. Is it fair plays for the USA? Or is it a complex game benefiting only one? Consider the implications. Could there be a future where competition is more balanced? Or does the heist continue? We must ponder who really profits and at what cost to global innovation. The allure of opportunity is real, but perhaps we need to question if it's truly equitable. After all, does it sound like a win-win? Now let's dig deeper. Why would America go through all this trouble to attract the world's brilliant minds when it already has some of the top innovators? Here's the thing. The race for global supremacy isn't just about having military power or economic strength. It's about innovation. The Nobel-winning innovation that makes countries stand out. And where do we see this happening? In the laboratories and research centers. In Google's think tanks. But hold on, do these geniuses actually want to leave their homes and live in America? Enter Robert Yang, a promising biochemist who left China for the likes of MIT. But why? Was it the opportunity or something else? Don't forget the promise of freedom and just how tempting that can be. But is America the land of innovation and freedom it claims to be? Or is it more complicated? Let's look at how nations invest in education. Ever notice how American universities pile up international accolades? Yet overseas students often return home. So who's benefiting here? While America harvests their brilliance, other countries fund their own dreams, waiting for their genius to make the next leap. Let's dive deep into how America has systematically crafted a genius heist, or should I say, a strategic recruitment of the planet's top brains. And guess what? They did it so brilliantly that many folks don't even realize what's been happening. So, here's the thing. America has this big, shiny allure. A pull, really? Like a giant vacuum for talent. They call it the American dream, but is it really? Think about it. Top universities and tech giants, powerhouses like MIT, Stanford, and Harvard, they're magnets for the world's best. And naturally, skimming off the cream for their own benefit as one might snatch gold from a treasure chest. But here's the kicker. You've got folks like Dr. Li who came from China to the US on a scholarship, bringing not just smarts, but fresh perspectives to solve problems. This brainy influx boosts America's innovative edge, while, let's not forget, they're often lured away from home countries that nurtured them. A head-scratcher, isn't it? So here we are, at the end of we've explored, examined, and unraveled the intricacies of America's brain drain phenomenon. We've seen how this country has drawn in the best minds from around the world to feed into its insatiable machine of innovation. The official narrative tells us it's all about opportunity, about the American dream. But who benefits? And who's paying the real price? Look at Siddharth, a brilliant engineer from India who gave up his roots for a cubicle in Silicon Valley. His sacrifices paint a personal picture of what's at stake. What about the countries losing this talent? Does the loss of brainpower cripple their potential? Do they become mere factories supplying minds for richer nations? The universities, the research labs, the tech companies, they all benefit. But at what cost? If it's about enriching America, then the plot thickens. Because underneath all that success lies the question of sustainability, ethics, and global fairness. So what's next? Will we continue to draw in and exhaust? Or will there be a change in how we perceive and value the intellectual exchange? The real question is, will this heist ever end?